Hello, everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks. I got my co-host, OGZ2funny.
Yeah.
And today we have a special guest. She is a singer, songwriter, and vocal producer, so I'm going to need some help. Jenna Andrews.
Hi.
Thanks for coming out.
Of course. Oh my God. This is so great. I've been in LA for like a couple weeks, and this is nice to be back.
Yes, and from Canada.
Yeah, from Canada.
So for the people that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you are and got to where you are now in life?
Oh my God. I mean, I've been doing it my whole life, really, and just like, I think, just hustling my way to here. I mean, like, I was mentioning to my wand earlier that like I used to sell tickets to like basically open up for like artists that would come to Calgary, because Calgary nobody goes to Calgary.
Right.
So
It's
when
like
they
Toronto.
do it, it's
Yeah.
like, no, but it's Toronto or Vancouver. So
Right,
basically,
right.
So basically, yeah, I would do that, and then that's how I would meet people, and then this one producer I met through a promoter, and then it just sort of like trickled. Yeah, exactly. So it was just, you know, I mean, and then I guess the train kept on going. I mean, this is kind of funny. I hate telling this story, but I will. Is that I wrote a song and put it on MySpace. The dinosaur MySpace. Yeah. So
back in the day.
Yeah, I haven't heard of
I
MySpace.
feel like I shouldn't tell that story because I feel like it's so, but it is the story because basically, like I was really broke. I like basically had no money. I couldn't like afford to drive home one night. I had no gas, and basically wrote a song for my parents, stuck up on MySpace. And that's essentially how I got discovered in the beginning. Yeah, and then I got signed to Island Def Jam in 2008, and that's sort of like how everything started for me.
That's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
journey right there. That's a story to tell. That's a story to tell your kids when you have them.
Right. When I have them.
Right.
If I have them.
Anything involving MySpace is a story to tell your kids.
Absolutely.
But I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny, right? People are like, MySpace, what is that? Like, I'm like, oh.
I know.
should-
That tells your age. too,
Yeah,
when
I
you
know,
talk
and
about
that's the
Facts.
thing too. I'm like,
Facts.
fuck, bro. Okay, but I have to. I can't like hide it. I mean, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's your journey.
That is my journey.
Got you where
Part
you
of
are.
you.
Exactly. It's part of who I am.
Tell
So you
your
know what? I'm
story,
owning it.
girl.
I'm owning it.
Own MySpace.
Own it.
Own it. I love
Own MySpace.
And you guys, she has a show
I do
called
have a show.
The Green Room
Yes.
about mental health. And I feel mental health is very important.
Yeah.
You know, I suffer from anxiety. I get really anxious. I have a lot going on in my life. And I feel like therapy is essential. I feel like everyone
It
should
is.
have a therapist.
Very.
Everyone. And,
Yeah.
and it's just, how do you handle that on your show? Like, how do you talk to people when they tell you their issues and, you know, you bring on therapists?
Yeah.
And how do they handle that?
Okay, so for me, I started it because I feel like I suffer so bad from anxiety. In fact, like as an artist, I suffered so, like it was such a massive thing in the touring aspect that I like was crumbling at the bit, like doing shows because I felt like it was so hard to take. So I think that it was one of those things that inspired me to be like super vocal about it and bringing on other artists, because as a songwriter now on the other side, you learn how many artists actually struggle with it on the same.
Absolutely.
You know, to the same extent, and you're so embarrassed about it because, you know, you don't want to show people that you're weak.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, it's like your weakness kind of brings you so much like emotion and realness that I think that people need to
Definitely
really know
does.
that. And I think that a lot of times people look at, you know, this industry as something like, wow, it's so sparkly and everybody, you know, like looks a
Everything
certain
that
way.
glitters isn't gold.
Yeah,
Facts.
Really
exactly.
doesn't.
Facts.
And it's like, and the thing is perception, it's all smoke and mirrors, and as much as we tell ourselves that like it's not that way, and it's like, oh yeah, I know that it's not this way, you still convince yourself when you look at other people's shit that you're like, it's still somehow in your mind like, is their life really like that, or is it like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I think that like all that stuff really inspired me to do a show that I feel like I was just unapologetically honest with people that I talk to, but also with my own stuff, because it's like, I suffer from panic attacks, and I was anorexic, and I was bullied and sexual assault, and like I honestly like I tell my story. I'm like I think that's sort of why I was put here, and the universe gave me that, you know, responsibility to speak my truth and help other people through the music, and also just by being like, yo, I'm real.
Absolutely. And I feel like when you go through things, you want someone to be there for you.
Yeah.
And to be a voice for that, that's amazing. I commend you for that, girl.
I mean, I love it. I feel like it's so cathartic, and I'm so grateful for being able to create it, because honestly, I look forward to it. It's like my own therapy.
Right.
And other people's, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can. Ooh, I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was having crazy anxiety attacks.
I remember that one.
Really?
I would, my fiance, he's a professional boxer, and people would come up to him and take pictures, and I'm having an anxiety attack, and I'm like, I'm dying over here, and you want to take a picture, but in a sense where like, instead of thinking of myself, I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for them, and they're not looking at me as, oh, here she is hyperventilating right now. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's like an understanding I feel like you have to accept in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
So it's hard. Anxiety is hard, and I definitely know I deal with it. He can attest.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. Like my mind's like, hey, but in person I'm like, okay, she's chill, she's calm. But literally in my head it's like,
Well, okay, so
It's
do you
crazy.
ever think this? I always wonder, like, I feel like because anxiety is so intense, sometimes I feel like everybody in the room totally notices it.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
feel
mean?
that.
you do. You see it.
I feel that.
But
As a
then-
person who doesn't have
definitely
like,
feel
I
that.
feel like
Anxiety? You don't have
anxiety as
anxiety?
much as to a certain degree as my sister does. I have my issues in my head. We all do, but like, I could see where her anxiety starts, finishes, and when she's in the middle of it, when she's peaking, I could literally name it, and I could like pick off things that could help her break down her anxiety. But I could literally see it in her eyes and her everything.
It's
But here's what I
bad.
want to ask you. This is actually a really interesting thing for me because you see it because she's your sister,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if just meeting me, do you think you'd be able to see it?
Yeah, I would be able to see it.
you
I'd
think
be
I'm
able to see.
having anxiety right now?
I saw it a little bit in the back when you were like, I don't know if I'm gonna post this.
I know. That's
I
what
was
with
like,
you. I'm with you,
I saw it in the
Yeah.
back when we were taking our little picture. I said, she in the back. I don't know if I want to post this or not. I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to do it. I said, go
It's
ahead,
an
post
energy-
it, girl.
It's
I
an
don't know.
energy thing. You know what it is? I feel like we're confident people.
Yeah.
And we're successful women. And I feel like because we do these things that are so spectacular and so amazing, we don't get to enjoy the fruits of our labor as much as we want to because we're so anxious.
Exactly.
You guys
That's
are.
exactly
That's very
how I
true.
am.
Very
I
true.
have so much accolades that I could be like, oh, I have an association, I have this, I have that, but I don't get to enjoy it the way I feel I should. And I
Right.
don't get to relax because it's like,
That's
oh, here's the
exactly how
next
I
thing,
feel.
here's the next thing, here's the next thing. Damn, I fucked up this. I didn't do this right. I have a mistake over here. Like, I want perfection all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I always get that.
Is that where your anxiety comes from?
I feel like.
I love it. I feel like I'm a therapist. I love
I really do feel like my anxiety comes from like wanting everything to be perfectly done.
Of course, yeah.
I feel like I've done everything I could possibly do in modeling.
Right.
I've done billboards, I've done runway, I've done print, I've done commercial,
Right.
I've done magazines, like everything you could think of. But I don't enjoy the success that it has came from my career.
Right.
Because it's like, all right, I have modeling, but then I got 8 kids. I got a dog, I got 2 cats.
say
I got
8?
8 kids.
You have 8 kids?
8 kids.
8
Eight
kids.
Wait.
And my
Hold
man
up.
wants 4 more. And you see why I have anxiety. Like,
You have 8 kids.
I have 8 kids.
Bro, what the heck? I can't. That is insane. That's so
Literally
amazing.
my mind is like,
No, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
That just gave me so much calm for some reason. No, I'm not kidding you. I don't know why that made
Well,
me
what
feel.
made you call about?
I-
What
okay,
made you
okay,
call
okay,
about
okay.
that?
No. Okay. I'll tell you why it gave me calm. Because for a second, it made me think that I'm like, for everything that I go through and everything that you just said, I'm like, and you have 8 kids on top of it, and you look like this, and you show like all this stuff.
Thank
I'm like,
you.
yo, no, but like, that's amazing. It made me feel so much more relaxed because I'm like, okay, I'm out here complaining about all these things that are so superficially based. So when I meet people that like, that's a selfless job. Like anybody that's selfless like that is
It's
so
a very selfless
is
job
so,
to be a mom.
Is so I'm just like, yes, I love it. I mean,
I
like,
love motherhood. It is a task.
It's a
It
task.
is a job, but it's so rewarding in the end to have a piece of you, like just a little human being. That's a piece of you, and I just, like my daughter leaves, and I'm like, I just miss her so much. My son's 15, and the other day, 2 days ago, I just made him sit on the couch with me, 15, taller than me, and just hugged him for like 2 minutes, and
Stop.
he was like, "Where's Uncle Z at?" And I was like, "I'm not done with you. Just stay here. Just give me a hug." Just give me a hug right now."
oh my
it's
god,
like-
I love that.
I love being around the kids because
Yeah.
they're so innocent and they don't have no like ill will or
That's
ill
the thing.
manner towards you, and
That's the
their
thing.
energy is just like a good, pure energy.
And that's the thing, and I think like to be able to care about something just for the reason that you care about them and it has nothing in it for you or know, obviously they're
no reward.
No reward. It's
No
your
reward.
it's your babies, and obviously you want the best, but it's not because it elevates you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I want the best so they can do better than me.
Exactly.
So like my
and I respect
accolades is for them,
exactly.
not for me.
And I think that's beautiful. And I honestly like I feel like the reason I haven't had kids or anything like that, because I know that once I do, like I will have to completely change, like in turn, like because I think that becomes first, and that's just
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
But I feel like you'll be able to do your work with so much more purpose and meaning,
right?
Because you're doing it for a more important reason than you would feel like for yourself.
Do you feel like you've had less anxiety when having kids, or do you feel?
I feel like my kids calm me.
See,
I
There's
feel
a
like-
I feel like it's a
I
certain
feel like-
degree though. It's like
Yes.
how they're behaving too. Like
Yeah.
you know, if they're
That-
going
that
through their
definitely
phases,
gives
like
me anxiety.
they're
That
going through their
shit.
time. Like I remember when KK, her youngest one, was peeing in the bed and pooping in the
Oh,
bed.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Like for
She was
and she
going
knew
through
what
it.
she was doing. But she would pee and poo in the bed on purpose and walk into
Like,
the
she
room, and I
wanted
could see it.
attention.
And it was like a 3-month period, 4-month period of her doing this. Yeah,
No,
purposely doing it.
purposely. I wanted
Wiping
to throw
poo
the whole
everywhere.
child.
Wiping
I
poo
wanted to throw
everywhere.
The
Oh my
whole
God,
child.
Poo poo was
in-
everywhere.
Just like throw her in the garbage and then put a sprinkler in her and just wash her off.
With some
But I was like,
Febreze.
but that's your baby. And
That's
it's
your
like,
baby.
You can't do that.
me clean
And it's
her
like-
up.
And my daughter, she knows what to do. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry, mommy. I just love you so much. I just want a hug right now. So it's like you can't say no to that. You can't be mad at that.
How old was she when?
She
3?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Oh my God, that's
So
so
she
crazy.
knew, like, she'll take her diaper off and try to wipe her own butt, but it'll be
Oh my
like
God,
shit
that's
on the
crazy.
walls
Yeah.
and just, and I'm like, oops, sorry, mommy, I didn't mean to do that. I said, KK,
You can't help.
like, you know, but like, you really, it's like you want to get mad, but you don't want to get mad. So I do get anxious on times like that. And my 15-year-old, he's 15, so he does teenager
Right.
things.
Puberty.
And I do get,
Pubescent.
puberty. I do get anxious with that.
Yeah.
But I
Oh
do
my God.
feel like
Puberty, a hell of a
Oh my
time
God.
for a kid.
yeah. But I do feel like me working is no longer, like I tell my son all the time, when you're born, I no longer lived for myself. I live
I
for
love
you.
that.
Like I live for your success.
That's very true.
Don't I tell him that
You
all the
tell
time?
him all the time.
All the time. Like, cause it's the truth. Like I don't work for me to eat. I work for them to eat.
Which
You
is
know what I'm
amazing.
saying?
I
Like,
love
it's,
that.
It just automatic. I had my son. Well, I was pregnant when I was 19.
Right.
I had my
Oh my
son at
God.
20. So I literally had
Not me,
no
no kids for me.
growth
Oh my
or
God, that's
time
so crazy.
for myself. Like I had to grow up overnight. And
literally
I'm the
crazy.
eldest out of all my
Right.
siblings. I'm
How many siblings do you have?
5. So my brother.
Oh my God, this is
um,
a big family.
Yeah, my brother, my twin sisters, and then my little brother Kobe. So there's 5 of us.
Shout out Kobe, young
Yeah.
Kobe.
So,
Oh my
we
God,
have
so you
5
guys know each other
sisters.
for a long time, huh?
Since I was born, she knew me, and a little bit after she was born, I knew her.
Yeah.
Oh my
but,
God, really?
But yeah, no, she was there. No, she's definitely
My
I'm her
brother
right
lives
hand.
with me right now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's
Oh my God, I
So I'm
love
like
that.
mommy bear all the way
yeah.
around.
Oh my
360.
God,
that's
I
my
love
that's
that.
my road dog. I'm a
That's
shooter
right.
for her.
See,
I mean,
that's amazing.
we're like soulmates, and not
Yeah.
in a loving manner, obviously. It's my
Oh my
brother.
God.
Yeah,
But it's
of
like,
course,
you
no
know,
incest
yeah,
here,
like, no
ladies and
incest
gentlemen.
going on.
Real
Don't
quick.
get that the wrong way because people like to twist your words. But
Oh my God. Yeah, no, don't
Yeah,
worry.
like-
I
I'll
get you,
say
I
it.
got you, I got you.
No
Yeah, like-
incest here. I'll do it
no,
again.
like, it's like I know how he thinks. He knows how I feel. Like, you know, it's just like having that person that you know you can go to when you have an issue, whether
Right,
you're
right,
right,
right.
or whether you're wrong or whatever it is.
110%.
Like he's 110% doesn't judge me, or like he'll be like, calm down, like smoke a blunt or something.
Oh
Like,
my God. Oh
you
my
know
God,
what I'm
do
saying?
you?
Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
we
that
all
used to
do,
be me,
like-
bro. I'm like, but I feel like weed makes me more
anxious.
Yeah.
Certain
I think, you know what I
types.
think it
Certain
is?
types.
I think it's a mental thing. I think everything is a mental
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
All that,
I
yeah.
feel like at least me, I can't speak for you, but I overanalyze situations all the time. Like I overthink like earlier, you know?
Oh my
I was
God,
like,
yeah,
Earlier I was
100%.
like, wait, she's like, I'm like, fuck, I got the wrong thing. I feel so bad for saying
No, no,
that.
no,
and I'm like,
no,
and
girl,
then
you're
I get
good.
anxious. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, fuck, I wasn't perfect. Like, damn.
I
try
know.
again. You know what I'm saying?
But like the thing that like it's so interesting that the perfection thing makes you anxious. I feel like for me it's more about like insecurity. I think like for me it's all about like those type of things where it's like people are like,
Yeah,
oh my God, you
I
should
see
feel
that.
like
I see that.
judgment. Yeah, 'cause I
Drop
feel
that
like,
wall.
Yeah, but,
Drop that
but it's
wall,
so
girl.
hard for me because I feel like people are like, oh my god, like why are you so like humble and all these type of things. I think obviously because I'm Canadian, but also just because I've been like so like, you know, when you go through a lot of shit and you have to like, you think that you're fine. The thing is, you wake up, you're like, I'm cool, but you don't realize we're only a person. Like, you're not a robot. This shit is going to affect you. So eventually, you're like, yo, all this stuff that happens is gonna pile up. So when the good stuff happens, you don't ever feel like you deserve it. But for me, and that's where my anxiety comes to, because I'm always like, oh man, wait, you shouldn't say all these good things. Like I don't, and it's such a weird thing to think, but like that's what I feel like having a mental health podcast really helps. And you'd be surprised the amount of artists that come on and feel the exact same way, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, I would definitely be surprised, but I also feel like we all as humans go through shit, but it's like for me, it's hard not to give a fuck. That's my issue. It's so hard not to give a fuck. Like him,
I know, and that's why
he's like, I don't give a fuck, and I'm like, how can you not
fucks
care?
given over here.
You know,
I got a pocket full of fucks. I ain't giving them to nobody. That's how I feel.
Can you please teach me? I really need this because honestly, like when you said that, I was just like, I'm so like, I wish that I had that, but I don't know even how to acquire that at this point in my life.
what's your sign?
I was gonna ask that.
You're a Taurus.
You're
What are you?
Taurus.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh my god, of course you are.
Taurus. So you're close to my end, Aries.
Oh no, but Aries is very interesting. I could see. Okay, I could
Don't
see
do it like that.
What is an Aries? Tell us what Aries is, girl.
Tell me what you think about an
Aries
Aries.
is like, isn't Aries like very much like you don't show your cards too much. That's
Very
I
true.
can see
Very
that.
true. Go ahead. Tell me, psychic.
I'm gonna tell you
Oh
about
my
him.
god, you don't
Hold
show your
on,
cards that much. I feel like you do you want to be like, are you controlling?
With certain things.
I'm trying to think. I'm
Keep
like,
going, girl. You got
going.
it.
Oh my god. Okay, wait.
You
I feel
got
like
me
I'm
spot
like,
on pretty good. You know Aries, huh? Who's an Aries?
My
in here?
brother.
Oh, look at that.
Shout out
That's
to Bro
exactly
Bo.
what it is.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I could be like, yeah, he's that, for sure.
Oh my god. So I'm right.
You're right.
Controlling, but like
He bottles
I
his
bottle my
okay,
emotions.
bottle your
He bottles it.
emotions, but also like I feel like you're also good at like compartmentalizing and being like, okay, this is it, and keep it moving. Like for me, if that was the way I was, it would still bother me throughout my day. Whereas for
Yeah.
you, I think it wouldn't. You
I
can
could
like
go back
you
to
can put
it.
it here and just keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm good.
You're spot
Yeah.
on.
All right, all right.
Damn, you're a horoscope reader.
You got it, girl.
Yeah.
All right, okay. What's my next job? I'm about to be a horoscope teller.
Psychic, medium. She
Read
got
the
it.
stars for me real
I'm
quick.
all about it.
Like me, I can't mask how I feel. You're gonna see my energy. You're gonna see bubbly, happy. If I'm mad, you're gonna know I'm mad. If I fuck with you, you're gonna know I fuck with you. If I don't fuck with you, you're gonna know I don't.
I can tell.
fuck with you.
I can totally tell that about you.
I am like an open book. Like
Right.
I'm like, what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, of course, I'm like that
I
too.
am so like that.
I'm
And
like,
we're new best friends.
I know,
We're new
I love
best
her.
friends.
I literally like, I feel like I'm like that to a fault where it's like, it can end up hurting you and people are like, don't say that or don't admit or whatever. But I'm like, to this point in my life, I feel like it's actually affected me positively in the sense that like, if
Absolutely.
and I feel like for my job, if I wasn't like that, like I don't even know that I would be able to write songs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So for that, I'm thankful.
Absolutely.
Lessons.
And I feel like, yeah, absolutely. It's
We gotta,
you know
you gotta
what?
count your, you gotta just like count your blessings and realize like what you're here for and what your purpose is and all those type of things. As much as like you let the positives cancel the negatives, but don't be
Absolutely.
afraid to admit them or be vulnerable or talk about it. I think people accept
Absolutely.
you.
And you know what my issue is too that I just discovered recently? I've tried to meditate. And because
I know it's hard, it's hard.
It's
so
hard to do.
hard.
Very
Like
hard
my
to do.
mind
Very
is
hard.
so cluttered
Girl,
that
me too.
I'm like, I'll try in the shower. I'll just try to sit down before I like go to. I can't sleep. I sleep like 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
I don't sleep because
Oh
I
my
have
God,
so much going on in my
same.
mind. And it's like I feel like I'm behind when I'm so ahead that I can't enjoy everything that has already happened.
Right.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, I
Oh my
got
God,
15 podcasts to edit. I can't send it to Dash before I pre-edit it myself because
Yep.
I'm a perfectionist. So
Oh
it's
my
Sure.
God,
it gives
I
me
love that.
anxiety.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
it
that.
gives me anxiety, and like everyone knows I got anxiety. Like my man knows, and he's just like, calm the fuck down. Like you don't have to be so.
He got a pocket full of fucks too. He ain't giving them nobody.
Yeah, and he's like that. He's just like, I don't give a fuck what nobody says, and I'm gonna say how I feel, and I don't care what no one says about it. And I'm
Got
just
to.
like, how? Like, you know, because people, I just don't like people judging me for something that I'm not.
Right.
That's
100%.
where
Oh my God, that's literally the story of my life. I feel like that's
where my anxiety comes in. I feel like
wait, this is crazy.
I feel like I get judged for how I look, and not getting to know me as a person. Like I'm a mom at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I have a non-profit organizations that cater to women and children. Like I don't just model on Instagram.
Right. Yeah. No. Totally.
I don't just make masks at Neiman Marcus. Like I am a mom first and foremost.
Exactly.
And I'm not just my fiance's fiance. You know, like people say, hey, there's Deontay Wilder's fiance, and I'm like, no, I'm Telli Swift, and it's like that's me before he was my fiance.
Don't even get me into that,
girl.
We have way too much in common right now.
It's a lot.
Let me just say, it is a lot, and like I relate to that 100%. And being a woman is very difficult because you always have to work 100 times harder. And also, people think it's a cliche. It's not. My mom did it. My mom's a teacher. She's amazing. She got her master's, but she, being a teacher is hard because sometimes people, I don't think they get treated the way they should.
Oh, absolutely. And they don't make enough money.
They don't make, well,
for
that's
doing
the point.
What they do.
That's the point. And like for growing up as a kid, I remember we would go for dinner and like people wouldn't because she was pretty. Like all the, like high, like doctorates that were women also would not even look at her. Like would be like, oh, look at the men, And I think women have to check themselves on that too because she would come out being like, wait, like feeling so unappreciated and those type of things, right? And I used to honestly as a kid be like, this is annoying. You don't know what you're talking about. And then now into like growing up, feeling it, I'm like, oh my god, this is such a real fucking thing, bro. Like
I feel like half the shit people say about me is based on the way I look as opposed to who I am as a person. Like I've been called all types of gold diggers and I ain't shit. And I'm
all
like,
types of shit.
Huh? I make my own money. And it's like, why do I have to be a gold digger? If I was no shade, and I'm not trying to like bash anyone, but if I was out of shape or wasn't good looking, you wouldn't say half the shit you say. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so, and I just hate judgmental people.
I mean, we all do. We do. We are all here.
I hate it.
I hate it too. And it's like it's so stressful. And I honestly, I feel you on that.
And I'm judgmental. I feel like I'm judgmental with myself, but I hate judgmental people. So I don't know how to like explain it.
Practice what you preach, girl.
And so my only thing too, I definitely like relate to like as me, like as a songwriter, I feel like because I came from an artist, like I love fashion. I love everything and I think I get I know because sure. I feel like I literally get judged on the way I look too because it's so weird. It's like all of a sudden, okay, you're behind the scenes, so you're supposed to like look a certain type of way to get respected. I'm like, well, no, because it's like I want to be like this. I'm like, so why is it that I can't be me and be like love, be confident, all this type of shit, and people are gonna be like, yo, like it's just like not fair. I feel like they want to dumb you down, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to be dumbed down to be respected for my talents?
Or why do I have to look a certain type of way?
Literally.
To not be respected.
Like, do I have to dress in a paper bag and just be like, hey, like what?
I'm
like,
sorry,
I'm
not a nun. And, like, I'm sorry I'm not a nun. And I'm sorry I don't.
Literally.
I'm not. And if that's what you want to see, go to church.
Thank you.
Go see a nun.
By the way, amen. Love that.
Amen.
Love that.
Amen.
It is what it is.
In the word of God. Amen.
In the word of God.
All right, outside
of
mental health and your green room. Which I gotta go to.
Okay. Yes, we're gonna.
Gotta go to.
You're gonna be on it.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
we'll do a tradesy. I love it.
Let's do it. Outside of that, what do you have going on?
I mean, it's just been a crazy year. It's so funny. I mean, basically this whole quarantine, it's been like probably one of the most successful years, which I'm super grateful for, given that obviously it's such a, been a hard time for the world. But I think for my personal life, I'm grateful for that, and I think obviously music is so healing. So, I don't know. It's weird to talk about yourself, but no, it's been really cool, and I feel like
enjoy your accomplishments, girl. I'm gonna tell you like I need to tell myself.
Let's preach.
Enjoy your
for real.
accomplishments.
Okay,
you got this.
Okay, girl, I love it. I really feel like I went to therapy.
You
should.
Great.
This is great. But yeah, it's been. I honestly, it's been the craziest ride, but forever grateful, and I'm just like, I mean, it's great. I mean, every day you wake up, you're like, what the hell? Like, I can't believe this is life,
Absolutely.
Especially as a kid being
Absolutely.
like, you dream of this shit and it actually happens. You're like, wait, did I actually want this to happen? But I did.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
And it gives you more anxiety because it's happening.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you're like, oh my God, like I actually think you self-sabotage because it's so scary.
No, absolutely.
So I feel like a part of me like wants to self-sabotage because I find it like so scary to actually be like, oh my God, congrats. And I'm like, oh my God, this is actually so weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, who, me? Me?
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I mean, no,
little old me? Yes, little old you, girl. You killing it. Yes,
killing the game. killing the game.
I need you around more.
That's why I got
I'll be around. I'll be here.
I
He's
I'll be
my
around.
positive little like orb of energy aura that it's like, you know, when you're feeling down, call Zach.
Call me
Zach,
up.
where you at? What you doing?
I love
I'm
that.
here, Z. Call
That should
Z.
be your like your
Hit
thing.
me. Hit my
Where you at?
line.
Where's it's Zach?
Z,
Where you
Zach.
at, Zach? Where you at? I love that.
You know?
Where's
great.
Zach at?
Gotta
Where's
do it.
Zach at?
I'm here, baby.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
So what else are we gonna talk about?
I mean,
We got your songs.
we got my songs.
Got your
we
songs.
got my mental health
Yes.
in check. Well, it's not really in check. It's a work in progress.
We're all a work in progress.
Yeah. We're all
Don't
a
feel
work in
bad
progress.
because it's harder to say than to do. And it's like I preach all the time. I talk to women all the time. I trademark the word fempowerist, and I'm just like,
did.
I try to own my power, and it's like within myself, I'm like, all right, girl, you could do more. You could do more. You could do more. And there's not enough time in the day to do more.
There's
I'm like,
not enough time.
I need like 68 hours
I know.
in a day.
I
You
know,
what
it's
I'm
so
saying?
crazy,
I'm
literally.
like-
Or
and
more,
then-
100.
Yeah, at least bare minimum. Bare minimum.
Well, I feel like we had like I love this conversation. I think this was great.
Absolutely. So
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime. And I feel
You're like my phone.
yeah, no, I know. I'm like my anxiety.
I know, right?
My anxiety's kicking in. But your favorite? Okay, my last question for
Okay.
you because I know I'm holding you up. Your
No,
favorite?
sorry, I'm glad.
Your favorite song that you've ever written, and for who and why?
Oh, okay, so probably well, that's out. You mean?
Yeah.
Ever? Yeah.
Okay. It's probably this song that I wrote for Jessie J called Personal, just because I feel like it was in a very emotional time in life, and I feel like it's just a song that touched me, and it's every time people want me to like cover songs or whatever, that's always the one I choose, and I just love it. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so
Of
much for
course,
coming
thank
on.
you.
And tell everyone where they could find you.
The Jenna Andrews. That's just, across all socials. So that's where I'll be. And then the Green Room Talks.
Absolutely. And she's a dope soul, y'all.
The Jenna Andrews, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I love you.
And that is it for Telli Talks. Thank you so much for
Of
coming on.
course.
Yeah.
Yay.